Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to explore a very important chapter from your class in civics. So, that is gender, religion, and caste. This lesson tells us how democracy deals with social divisions based on gender, religion, and caste, and how these differences influence politics in India. So, let's understand each concept step by step. First, we are going to see gender and politics. Let's begin with the first major topic, that gender and politics. In that, we are going to learn gender division. Gender division is a form of social division. It refers to the unequal treatment of men and women in society. For so long years, we can say for so long centuries, society has divided work into two areas. One is public domain, one is private domain. Public domain, where men are expected to work, earn, and take leadership roles. And the private domain, where women are expected to take care of the home and family. But this division is not based on ability, right? It is based on stereotypes. What does mean by stereotype? The belief that women are fit only for household work and men for public role. But in reality, women can do everything that men can, and even better also they are doing. Right? So, in this itself, the second topic is political expression of gender division. So, the feminist movement challenged such unfair ideas. It is asking for equal political rights, equal pay, equal opportunities in education and employment, and respect and dignity for women. The movement brought gender issues into the political arena. Now, governments make laws and policies to ensure gender equality. What about the women representation in politics? Is it equal when compared to the work? In work areas or in all the profession nowadays, women are playing the equal role to the men, right? What about in the politics? Even though women are nearly half of India's population, their representation in legislature is very low. For example, in Lok Sabha, less than 14% of members are women. In state assemblies, even it is very low. In contrast, countries like Sweden, Norway, and Finland have 40 to 50% of women representatives in their assemblies. In India, still has a long way to go in achieving gender equality in politics. What are the steps we can take to improve or to empower the women? To improve women's participation, the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments made it mandatory to reserve one third of the seats in panchayats and municipalities for women. Due to that, today there are over 10 lakh women elected as representatives in local bodies across India. Many of them are bringing positive changes in health, education, and village development. Clear? What do you think? Should India have 50 percentage of reservation for women in parliament and state assemblies too? So, I want your comment below with your opinion. Clear? So, the next concept is about religion, communalism, and politics. Okay. So, in this first we are going to learn religion and politics. Religion as a social division. India is a multi-religious country. I think so. You knew about it. Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christian, Buddhists, Jains, and many other different religion people are living in India, that too together in unity manner, right? So, religion can sometimes become a source of social division, especially when people start believing that their religion is superior to others, right? But remember one thing, our constitution guarantees freedom of religion to all. As per that, everyone has the right to practice, profess, and propagate any religion of their choice. Clear? In the same subdivision, we are going to see communalism. What is communalism? When religion is used in politics in an unhealthy or divisive way, it is called communalism. It's an ideology that says one religion's interests are different and superior to others. Communalism appears when people start thinking that their religion is the only right one. Or the political parties use religion to get votes, or else when religious conflicts turn violent. Such communal politics threatens democracy and breaks national unity. Clear? Communalism take various forms actually. One is that everyday communal attitude and prejudices. Small common beliefs that our religion is better are social avoidance of others. Example, refusing to eat food cooked by the people of another religion. Clear? This is the example to make you this point clear. The next one is that political communalism or electoral mobilization, we can say. Political leaders and parties use religion to build support. In that they are using religious symbol, promises favoring one religious group, or forming religious vote banks. To understand this concept, I'll give you an example. A party deliberately appealing to religious emotion during election, or else selecting candidate on the basis of religion to attract religious votes. This is nothing but electoral mobilization. Okay, if I say example, the point might be more clear. The third one is nothing but communal violence and riots. The most serious form is nothing but when tensions escalate to clashes, riots, and organized violence between communities. For example, outbreaks of mob violence, attacks on places of worship, or communal program, these destroy trust and social relation. How can we protect this communalism? What we can do to stop communalism? The state must remain secular. No religion should dominate another. No group should get special privileges. And government policies should treat everyone equally. The next, now we have seen about communalism, right? But in our country, we are not following the communalism form of government, but we are having secularism in our India, right? So, India is a secular country. What does it mean? Okay, it means the state has no official religion, treats all religious equally, and we are not discriminating or favoring any one religion. One more thing is that very important, the government must stay neutral in religious matter. That is the spirit of secularism. Now we come to the last and most detailed section of this lesson, caste and politics. Caste has been one of the deepest social divisions in India for thousands of years. Let's we see how democracy has dealt with it. First, caste inequalities in India. In our ancient India, or we can say in traditional India, caste determined a person's occupation, right? Social status, whom they could marry, and even what they could eat or wear, right? Upper caste enjoyed many privileges, while lower caste, especially Dalits, faced untouchability and humiliation. Okay, so let me see the efforts to end discrimination, constitutional efforts to end this caste discrimination. So, after our independence, our constitution makers worked hard to remove this caste inequality. They abolished untouchability as per the Article 17, and they have guaranteed equality before law, and they provided reservations in education and jobs for SC, ST, and OBC. You know already, I think so. SC means scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backward class. Okay, these steps aimed to build a society based on equality and justice. Okay, so now let's understand how caste influence politics. This is what we call caste in politics. So first one, influence of caste on election. Political parties often study the caste composition of each area before selecting candidates. They prefer candidates who belong to dominant caste group in that region, thinking it will help win votes. This is one way. This is nothing but we can say that caste in politics forms. Okay. The second one is that caste based voting. Some voters give preference to candidates from their own caste. This is called caste based voting. However, Not everyone votes only based on caste. Many consider development, leadership, and issues too. This is the second category. Third one is nothing but caste coalition. As no single caste forms a majority, political parties have to combine several caste groups to form winning alliance. For example, OBC plus Dalit plus Muslim groups. This actually makes politics more inclusive. The next point, positive role. So, what is the positive role of caste in politics? Caste in politics has helped weaker sections to raise their voices and demand equality. Today, many leaders from lower caste have gained political representation and respect. What is the negative role of using caste in politics? But when caste is used only to get votes, it becomes divisive. It leads to vote bank politics and social tension. In short, you want to understand that caste in politics means how caste influences political behavior, voting, and party strategies. The last concept is something about politics in caste. Okay, this is just reverse relationship. How politics influences caste. This is called politics in caste. Okay, so in this, politics gives caste a political voice, which means that many caste groups that were once ignored have now become politically active. They organize themselves from form association and demand fair treatment, reservations and opportunities. For example, if I say example, then this point would be clear for you. Dalit and OBC movements that fought for education, dignity and jobs. Clear? Now you understand what is the meaning. Many, again I'm repeating the first point, many caste groups that were once ignored have now become politically active. Clear? So they used to join among themselves and they used to form association and they used to demand for their needs. This is called the political gives caste a political voice. Second one, caste becomes more flexible. What does it mean? In old times, caste decided everything about a person's life. But now, education, job, and urban life have made caste less rigid. Politics has helped people from all backgrounds to rise in status. Clear? The third is nothing but new alliances between caste. Politics has brought caste together to form common groups for economic and social causes. Did you understand? If I say example, you can understand, I think so. For example, farmers from different castes uniting for agriculture issues. Okay, now again I'm saying that point I'm explaining that politics has brought caste together to form common groups for what reason? For economic and social problem. Okay, the next thing is nothing but empowerment through politics. Because of political awareness, many people from lower caste have become MLA, MP, and Chief Minister. Politics has helped them gain equality and dignity. The next one is that when politics misuses caste. Okay, when politics misuses caste. However, if political parties use caste only to gain power, it gain become a source of division instead of equality, right? Na? Yes. So in short, what you need to understand politics and caste means how politics changes caste identities, give voice to lower caste and helps them achieve equality through democracy. Okay. So finally, you don't get confused with this politics and caste and politics. Okay. In a simple way, I'm going to say now what is the difference between caste in politics and politics in caste. I think so it will be very helpful for you to avoid your confusion. So caste in politics is nothing but whose influence used to be there. That's nothing but caste to politics. Caste affects election, voting and political decision. For example, parties. Okay, parties choosing candidates based on caste is nothing but an example to understand how the caste affects politics. Okay, politics in caste is nothing but politics is affecting caste. How politics give power and voice to caste group. For example, Dalit or OBC political movements. Clear? We came to the end of the lesson. Finally, I want to say you, in a democracy, it's natural to have differences. But we must ensure these differences do not become source of conflict. Instead, they should become strength that make democracy more inclusive and just. Clear? When democracy works best, women and men are treated equally. All religions are respected equally. And caste is used not for division but for equality and justice. That's it. Thank you.